Hello students, welcome you again. In previous lecture we have learned how to give a reinforcement detailing to the different types of slab. In that I have covered one-way slab and two-way slab. In the two-way slab we have seen there will be a torsion reinforcement at the corners, then main reinforcement in both of the direction in longer as well as in shorter direction. Now in the previous lecture we covered a reinforcement detailing for a single panel of a slab, right? I have taken a single panel of two-way or one-way slab, right? And we have understood how to give a reinforcement detailing in it. But what if we want to give a detailing for whole structural plan, which I already explained you in the previous class, that there is a structural plan and it will gives us a alignment and position of columns, beam and footing details, right? Footing details are not added into structural plan, but yes, slab, column and beams detail are mentioned in the structural plan, and we get a layout about all those things from the structural plan. I have explained it in the previous class. Now let's see if we want to give a detailing of reinforcement for this complete plan and how to place it in the actual site. If we suppose have a plan like this with us and we want to give a detailing of reinforcement in this plan, because designer gave a designing sheet to you and asked you to give a detailing into this plan, then we how to do that. So the first assumption is this all slabs are designed already, okay, and might be they are two-way slab or one-way slab, whichever they may be, we will discuss now. So if you remember in the previous lecture I have told you, in the previous video lecture I have told you that all the slabs are two-way slab, only this porch slab is consist of one-way slab, and in the one-way slab we place an reinforcement in shorter direction. I hope you remember. If you are not getting it, please I request you all go to the first or I can say previous lecture which I delivered on the detailing of reinforcement for the slab. Go through it, then come to this video. Okay, so we are giving a reinforcement detailing in this plan, and we have started with this panel. Okay, we will start with this panel. Now you must be thinking that why all panels are kept empty and only these two panels are reinforced. So I given it for your explanation only, but you are supposed to draw and give a reinforcement detailing in all the panels or all the slabs of your structural plan, right? But to make you understand, I have choose these two panels and I will discuss that with you. Okay, so in this plan let's say it is S1 slab and it is S2 slab, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7, S8. Now thinking about these two panels, these two are the sunk slab, because looking at the size of those slabs, it is clear to us that those rooms are not for any other purpose, but it is placed like that to make WC and bath over there, right? So these space is used for WC and bath. Therefore as you remember, if under your WC and in your bath we required a nully trap, right? And for that we required some space to occupy that equipment or that object inside your slab. You required some height or you required some depth to the slab so that you can fit that nully trap below your utensil like this. Okay, so for that you require some depth to the slab, and therefore we provide sunken slab. We provide sunken slab for WC. Okay, bath we don't require, but for WC we require a sunken slab. Okay, now you must remember WC and bath are sunken slab, specifically in a RCC frame structure. Okay, now come to the reinforcement detailing. So we will start with this panel. Okay, so you can see that reinforcement is provided in both of the direction, in the shorter as well as in longer direction. So why the reinforcement is in two direction, or if the reinforcement is in two direction, which type of slab it is? So if the reinforcement is in two of the direction, it tells that the slab is bending in both of the direction. Bending is taking place in LX as well as in LY direction. Understood? And if bending is taking in the both the sides of slab, the slab is considered to be two-way slab. And yes, we have an reinforcement detailing of this two-way slab with us. Two-way slab says that provide a main steel in both of the direction, longer as well as in shorter direction, you separately design a reinforcement for longer as well as shorter direction. Understood? Now what you are seeing over here, yes, it is torsional reinforcement. It is a torsional reinforcement, and torsional reinforcement are given in the two-way slab. As we know, the corners of this two-way slab get uplift. You remember, hope I have shown you a diagram like this. Okay, and all these corners are getting uplifted. While the middle region will sunk down or show sagging bending moment, right? So here in this panel, we already come to concluded that this is two-way slab. Okay, reinforcement will be in LX as well as in LY direction. Yes, now further what we need to understand is that how to continue a reinforcement of one slab or of one panel into the other panel. How to continue that, and what is a guideline given by IS code. So I am showing you here the reinforcement type 1. Okay, reinforcement type 1. So this reinforcement type 1 is giving us an idea behind how to continue a reinforcement from one slab, from one panel to the other panel, So how to do that? Let's see over here. Here we can see that it is a continuous slab. We have drawn a continuous slab like this, correct? It is having support, exterior support, middle support, and again one exterior support, right? Now in this slab, when you said a one span consists of two-way slab, so this span, let's assume that this span is a two-way slab, okay, and we have taken a cross section of it. In that case, the slab will consist of reinforcement in LX as well as LY direction. Let's take a section over here, okay, and we are looking towards this side. Okay, both are the two-way slabs. Now main reinforcement will be at bottom, correct, and this in next panel also main reinforcement will be at bottom. That is for middle strip, right? And what will be for edge strip? Some part of middle reinforcement are bent up. Alternatively. How we did that? Alternatively, as you remember in this I have given you two different diagrams. In one, we have shown a reinforcement in this fashion, that is reinforcement in a edge strip, right, along with this torsion steel, correct? Okay, so in this we understood, from this plan we understood, in the edge strip, only in the edge strip on upper side, in the top plan we can see reinforcement. And where from that came? That came from the middle strip. Whatever reinforcement you provided in the middle strip are alternate bars of that middle strips. Are bent up upside, upside like this. Okay, and when you bend the middle strip bars upside, it will come visible, it will be visible on the top side plan of reinforcement detailing, right? And that's what these bars are. In the cross section we can see on the both of the hand some bent up bars are available. Let's draw same on the other hand, because both of the slabs we consider are two-way slab. Understood? Now here until this everything is clear. Now what about this bars? If we cut the slab in this direction, that will give us a this orientation, right? They will be cut like this, and therefore there are bottom reinforcement present like this. That is also a main reinforcement in LX or LY direction, whichever the direction is LX or LY, because you must remember in the two-way slab reinforcement is always provided in both of the direction, and that is main reinforcement only. In the two-way slab we don't give distribution steel, no for the two-way slab. Understood? Until everything is clear to you. Now let's understand this new thing, what happening over here. Okay, now see, when you placed a reinforcement like this in your panel, you will continue that over a support. You will continue that over a support. Why you are continuing that? Because there should be a continuity in the reinforcement over a each panel of your structure. Because if you shorten your reinforcement in one panel like this, it will be a separate structure and integrity of structure will not be maintained. Second thing is, if you place the reinforcement like this, in case of earthquakes, what will happen? Ductile behavior of structure is totally disturbed, because this panel will act as a separate slab, this panel will act as a separate slab. Why? Because there is no continuity between the members. So continuity is necessary. Now, as I said, this is the one bar which you laid in the middle strip bottom side, that will be continue over a support and will end at the face of support, at the exterior, at the what? Exterior face of the support. Understood? That's the bottom reinforcement. Second one is your, let's rough this now. Yes, second one will be your bent up bars. Now your bent up bars are also started from here, we will take from other side now. Okay, so some bent up bars will be like this, and they will run over the complete span of your slab, right? Here it's a exterior support, so you should end it somewhere in the middle. At what distance? At a distance of that is not a distance. You should end it by maintaining a proper cover D to it. Okay, now next reinforcement will be this bent up bars only. Okay, this bent up bar is continued like this and they ended like this with maintaining proper cover D, right? But what is this part? This part is the extended part of a bent up bar. Why we extending it? To maintain a continuity and ductile behavior, right? And to make a connection firm. Otherwise, if you place a support with only filling of concrete, that support will be a brittle. Okay. Now see, this extra part is telling us a ductile detailing, or we can say it as an extended part of a bent up bar. How much distance you should extend it? You should extend it how much distance? From the face of your exterior face of your support at a distance of 0.2 0.3L, 0.3L, right? Similarly, now see from this end. This end is you have maintained proper cover to the reinforcement. You started it, you bent above. Okay, you bent above and then you took up to the face of the exterior face of your support. How much distance you extended further? 0.3L. And what about the bottom reinforcement? That will be extended up to the exterior face of your support. Understood? Now the next question is the bent up distance. How much distance should be covered by the bent up bars? So on the exterior support, the distance of a bent up bar, distance, it is considered, it is assumed to be interior support. Therefore we have taken it 0.25L. This is also interior support. Therefore we taking a distance of this. Wait a minute, it is getting little clumsy. We will try it again. Yes, at what distance we should provide a bend? So bend should be provided at a distance of 0.25L from for all interior support, So now here also the bent up is up provided at a distance exactly at the center, from the center of support at a distance of 0.25L. But at the exterior, this support is considered as an exterior support. Okay, in this case you should bend your bar at a distance of what? 0.15L. I hope you understood how to give a detailing of reinforcement by case of type A. Okay, there are plenty other types given in your notebook, given in the various reference book. You can go through it. Shah Karve is the best book which I referred to give you detailing over here. You can go through it. Now let's come to this plan. Now how I applied this knowledge, where I am applying it for what? Structural plan, for whole structure plan, right? So in this I have said the slab is two-way slab, the slab is again a two-way slab, then reinforcement should be provided in both of the directions. So I placed a one reinforcement bar like this is continue. Second alternate bars are bent up, so second reinforcement bar is provided bent like this. But at what distance you should provide a bend? The bend will be from the center of your support, bend will be at 0.25L. From the center of support, the bend will be at a distance of 0.25L for the interior support, right? Now, and how much distance you should extend it on the other side? On the other side, it should be extended by 0.3L, right? Now we done for the interior support. We will do for one bar is placed continuously, then for next bar like this, it is continuous. Now alternate bend is on this side. How much, at what distance you will provide a bend over here? You will provide a bend at a distance of 0.15L, because it is a exterior support, right? And you need not to continue it because structure ends over here. Understood? What is this? This is the torsional steel. Torsional steel provided, and in this torsional steel will come, in this case torsional steel will come in this corner and this corner. Okay, I have not shown it. You can show it on your own. I just giving you an example of torsional steel. Torsional steel will come in the 1, 2 and 3 corners. Why there will not be a torsion steel at this place? Because this corner is fixed by and continuous or partial fixity is provided from both of the sides. So this beam will hold down that corner, And when will be the corner uplifts? The corner will uplifts only if they are simply supported. They are simply supported. So this side no continuity, on this side also no continuity, in the upper side also no continuity. Therefore those corners might have a chances to get uplift. Therefore here also we need to provide a torsional mesh or torsional reinforcement. In this case there will not be any torsional reinforcement because all of the four corners are having fixity, or continuity. Understood? Now next is I have shown a reinforcement detailing in this panel also. In this panel what will be the reinforcement detailing? You have to provide a reinforcement in both of the direction. Alternate bar should be bent up. This bar is bent up on this side. Yes, next bar will bent up on this side, and no need to continue because there is no reinforcement, there is no continuous structure. I hope you understood how to give a reinforcement detailing. Here I have shown a cross section. That cross section is exactly matched to the above type A reinforcement. Now the second type of reinforcement detailing I want to explain you is about cantilever slab. You can see over here I have drawn a cantilever beam for you. Yes, I have given a cantilever beam for you, and in this cantilever beam you have studied this concept in the strength of material. The cantilever beams show a bending like this. The cantilever beam shows a bending like this. The free end bends or give a maximum deflection, where the bending moment at free end is 0. Free end is 0, and maximum bending moment will occur at fixed end. That's the point where maximum bending moment will occur. I hope you remember this. Now for such a type of reinforcement, see, I have given you a reinforcement detailing for one-way slab. One-way slab bends in a shorter direction. Therefore, in shorter direction, main steel is provided. And the formula used for design moment is WL square by 8, right? In the two-way slab, the reinforcement bends both in LX and LY direction. The slab bends in both LX and LY direction. Therefore, we need to provide reinforcement in both of the direction, as well as corners are having a chances of getting uplift. Therefore, I have provided reinforcement in this corners also, right? Now coming to the reinforcement detailing of cantilever slab. In the cantilever slab you can see that it's showing us a hogging bending, in which the tension is on upper side and compression is on bottom side. Tension is on upper side and compression is on bottom side. So logically, where there is a tension, there we provide a steel. Because steel is good to resist tensile forces, whereas concrete is good to resist compressive forces. Now, if the tension is on top side, reinforcement in cantilever slab will be on top side. Main steel of a cantilever slab will be on top side. So this is what the main steel of your slab, right? And second are, you can see, observe the bending moment diagram. The bending moment diagram is continuously reducing and getting 0 towards free end. So does it need to provide a reinforcement till the free end? All the reinforcement, if you extend like this till the free end, it will be a extra steel, because there is no need of reinforcement in this region. If you provide a lesser reinforcement, I am saying lesser reinforcement, no reinforcement is not a case, that will be that will turn our structure into brittle. So no reinforcement is not option, but we can reduce some reinforcement in this region, okay? And therefore the concept of cuttle bars are developed. What I did, or what designers did, they curtailed some bars. This curvature has a purpose over here. This curvature has a great purpose, because this that telling us that some reinforcement bars are cut down. And how much some then? The alternate bars. One bar is continued, second bar is curtailed, third bar is continued, fourth bar is curtailed. Why do we curtail? Because after some distance the bending moment is reduced and going towards a zero. Therefore we are reducing or providing lesser reinforcement in this region. Now next thing is the which is important, that reinforcement is provided on top side, some reinforcement bars are curtailed, and there is also a distribution still present in the cantilever slab. Now next important part in a cantilever slab is this. What is this? These are the chairs. These are not structural steel. They are provided for supportive purpose. You can't hold a reinforcement in this position directly. You have to place something below it, right? And that's the purpose of providing this reinforcement. This reinforcement is nothing but a chairs provided to hold the bars in its position while doing concreting. Now third and very important part of the cantilever slab is, you should not end your reinforcement just middle of your support, no, you can't do that, because maximum bending moment occurs at what? Support. Therefore you should continue your reinforcement, and that's the only region which gonna support all the forces coming on this direction, right? All the uniformly distributed load gonna support by what? This beam and this column, right? And therefore we should maintain a proper connection between this beam and this slab. Therefore the whatever mean reinforcement you provide should bend down upward in direction, not in downward but in upward direction, so that whatever load will comes in the downward direction on the span of slab will be resisted by this beam and reinforcement as well as column. I hope you understood. Now what will be the length of this extended bar? That will be a LD, that is called development length. Now let's see detailing of your plan. Plan says that there is a cantilever slab, and cantilever slab has a main reinforcement in the what? Shorter direction, always in a shorter direction. Or you can say that the one direction which has free support and fixed end, in the cantilever direction. And mostly what happen, you give such a slabs to the galleries or porch, therefore whatever length of the cantilever will be shorter than the span, right? Therefore I said shorter direction. So continued reinforcement are provided, and some reinforcement are curtailed down like this, and you have distribution steel as well. Understood? I hope everything is clear from one way and two way as well as cantilever slab. Thank you so much.